Moira Fitzpatrick, and welcome to the Daily Doc. Recently, we've talked about the importance of a diversity of organic, whole foods. We've also talked about the health of the digestive system and the microbiome. Today, we're going to talk about stress and its relationship to the immune system. Now, all of us are dealing with various stresses in our life. It may be things like family stress or work or financial stress. Plus, we're dealing with the change of seasons, where we're exposed to more viruses and bacteria, and we're traveling, we're closer together. So there's many microbes in our environment. So today I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk a little bit about sleep. I'm going to talk about adaptogens and some basic nutrient support. So it's important that everyone gets somewhere between 7 and 8 hours of sleep. Some people need more or less sleep. But what's important is that sleep is restorative, so that when morning comes, you wake up and you just have that feeling, it's a great day and I want to get started. And so one of the things you might want to consider is, just like we prepare for the day, it's important to prepare the body for sleep. Many things that you can do might include turning off your screens about an hour before you go to bed. Consider relaxing or meditating, or perhaps taking an Epsom salt bath or sipping sleepy time tea. And that way your body can move easily from that relaxed state into a deep sleep. The second thing you might want to consider are adaptogens. Adaptogens are herbs or plants that are utilized to balance us as we're dealing with stress. I think about adaptogens as nourishment for our energy. And there's several adaptogens that I think are useful. And even though I'm going to go over them individually, I think it's helpful to create a formula because they're balancing one another. So the first one that many people have heard of is ashwagandha. And ashwagandha is really helpful if you're tired, if you're exhausted, if you're debilitated, and your response to stress is agitation, because ashwagandha is calming. Rhodiola is a plant that's often utilized for physical exercise. It really supports the physical body. I often recommend it for people that are going to high altitudes. And rhodiola is also antioxidant, it's antidepressant, it's uplifting, it's stimulating. Schizandra is an adaptogen that really supports the energy of the body. It supports the mitochondria, which is the energy center of the cell. I got through naturopathic medical school with schizandra. Another adaptogen is Panax ginseng. And Panax is really helpful for the central nervous system. It helps us in our capacity to learn and to perform. And Panax ginseng is oftentimes considered anti-aging. And then there's licorice or glycyrrhiza. It's not really an adaptogen, but it's a great synergizer. I often use small amounts of licorice in formulas as a harmonizer. It supports the synergy of all the different herbs working together. So an adaptogenic formula is really helpful as you're dealing with stress and dealing with the stress of the change of seasons. Then another thing to consider is, what is your basic nutrient support? I recommend, particularly at this time of year, a multivitamin, because you're getting the nutrients you need plus the minerals that you need, and make sure there's zinc. Then I think it's also important to make sure that you have enough vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for the immune system. I recommend that you get your levels checked. The lower end of the reference range is usually around 30. I recommend everybody's level be at least 60, somewhere between 60 and 70, and if you have cancer or some chronic disease, between 70 and 80. I also recommend omega-3 fatty acids because they're anti-inflammatory. And of course, a probiotic. And as we said yesterday, it's important to find out the probiotic that you really need to balance your microbiome. So take a moment now and think about what is it that you can do today to enhance your immune system. Does it have to do with food and nutrition? Does it have to do with your digestion and the health of your microbiome? Does it have to do with stress? Do you need an adaptogen? Do you have a basic nutrient formula? So take good care of yourself during this autumn season. Take care.